There's no way they're gonna make this. Oh, gosh. They're not Christian, though, I bet. Oh, they are.
I'm at Whole Foods and I'm about to pay for my groceries with my... That's the coolest thing ever.
And you're not thinking right now. You're following orders. You're not thinking for yourself. You're not in touch with your soul. Because if you were, you would take that off and you would breathe freely, which is the #1 form of nutrition. And if you don't have proper oxygen, you can't have cognitive function. And if you can't think right, you're easily pushed around and controlled and manipulated.
I am a white lesbian trapped in a black man's body. I'm 6 months pregnant and I love my husband.
They dress in flannel shirts and ripped jeans. They listen to music played by groups with names like Nirvana, Smashing Pumpkins, Pearl Jam. They're sometimes called grunge or X-Generation.
Grunge look is an urban lumberjack, anything-goes ensemble of duck boots, tattered shirts, and long underwear.
You know, it's really funny. I've always been considered a slob, you know, and now I'm in fashion. All of a sudden, I'm hip.
Want to be honest, the most romantic thing somebody did for me, it was my first boyfriend. I was just in high school. He was a little older than me, and it was Valentine's Day. I'll never forget. He robbed somebody and gave me the money and gave me the bill he stole, and it was just so sweet because he was out of breath and stuff. He's like, "Here, I just got this for you." I was like, "Oh, so sweet. Thank you," because nobody never did nothing like that for me. He stole for me, so I'm like, "Oh, you did that for me, really?" How old were you? I was like 15. I was 15. Yeah, 15. That was my first boyfriend. And that's the first time somebody ever had got me a gift or tried to do something for me. And I know he didn't have it. So the fact that you still made a way and you did what you had to do, that was nice. And it was only $13. But it was nice. And it was a fake Gucci belt. But I was so, it was sweet.
I don't care what anybody else talks about in America. It's not worthwhile wasting your time. The problem in America is not drug abuse, crime, low-income housing, public housing, food stamps, welfare, teenage pregnancy. Those are symptoms of a problem. The symptoms are the fact that you don't own and control anything to run you and control your lives. That's the problem. And the second thing is inappropriate behavior pattern. Now, I'm in current day terms, I might call it the Rodney King syndrome. That's when somebody pulls you out of a car, breaks your jaw, breaks 3 ribs, cracks 2, knocks out 2 teeth, gives you a concussion, breaks your wrist, breaks your kneecap, and stomps you, and you say, "Why can't we all get along?" That is inappropriate behavior. The question should have been, why are you brutalizing me and killing me? What have I done to you? And so that's kind of inappropriate behavior. It's what we've been systematically programming to displaying as black folk in a very highly competitive society.
I have a level of defense that millions of mothers have that aren't white. You know, I have an understanding of how scary it is, and I just get really emotional because I think of hundreds of years of women who've never been able to relax into motherhood. They've never been able to relax.
Worried about their kids.
Yes, in a way that we as white women have not had to worry.
When you see black eyes like Blueface and, you know, shit like that, he got beat up, but he didn't get beat up where you thought he got beat up. He got beat up somewhere else, okay? And so the eyes come out, and they call them panda eyes. And they do this to, so you see people with these cigars, and they're you know, all these big celebrities, they all have the cigar in common. That's that big-ass thing between their legs that they're sticking in. And it's one big society of it. Now, when it comes down to the selling of the, there's shipping and trafficking and people, adults, the moms, the dads, right there on Target commercials, right there on Walmart commercials. And you're looking at the people that are missing and they're smiling like they're happy, but they're going back to hell. And that's really what it is. You know, these are actually adults Jeffrey Epstein created this saga, and this is what he is great at doing. He's
1934 LA Times article that specifically says, Lizard People's Catacomb City hunted. Engineer sinks shaft under Fort Moore Hill to find maze of tunnels and priceless treasures of legendary inhabitants. G. Warren Schufelt, geophysical mining engineer, used cutting-edge technology at the time in the form of radio x-rays to detect minerals and tunnels below the surface. It turned up catacombs and vaults that made up a vast city. Schufelt met with a Hopi Indian, Little Chief Greenleaf, told him the ancient story of how an advanced race called the Lizard People had built a massive underground city using powerful chemicals instead of shovel. The Lizard People were highly advanced and incredibly smart, according to the Hopi chief. Their city was built with an advanced type of cement stronger than anything modern people could make.
Everybody knows something's up. Everybody knows. That is not normal. Everyone is looking up, wondering why the sky is split. Look, the sky is broken. And everybody knows something's fishy, don't you? It's fishy, ain't it?
You know, that's the first time I ever seen this.
That's right.
It's fishy.
Have you ever had a dream that you want him to do you so much you could do anything?
Have you ever had a dream that you'll do you want you could do so you'll do you want them to do you so much you could do anything anything.
Every single white person knows somebody who is racist towards black people, racist towards Spanish people. We all know somebody. I come from a whole family of racist people. My entire family is Republican too. My dad's parents are racist and my mom's parents are racist. I am putting my own life on the line by speaking about this, and that's what we all should be doing. We could have ended this a long time ago, but people like my mom listened to these racist comments that their parents were making and didn't speak out against it. They kept their mouths shut, or they agreed with them silently, but they didn't do anything about it. They continue to let this be passed on generation after generation. So if you are against racism and you are against discrimination and you're a white person, you need to speak out about it. Otherwise, you are allowing this to continue generation after generation, and you are just as much a part of the problem as anybody else.
There's no such thing as white supremacy. Superiority in my mind means God ordained you to be superior. So if you are so superior, why do you need guns? Why do you need the law? Why do you commit crimes and hide behind the law? It's a myth in your head, because if you're so superior, you should be able to walk past me on the street and be like, I'm not worried about that black guy. I'm naturally superior to him. But if you have to stop and call me the N-word and throw racism at me and throw flames at me, what's wrong with you? It ain't me. I'm comfortable with who I am. Why aren't you comfortable with who you are if you're so superior? So based on your behavior, you're not superior. You're a bunch of cowards. You hide behind law, you hide behind bills, and you hide behind weapons. I said it, and I will continue to say it.
Think this thing I've been tweeting about, no benefit, no vote, ought to be the deal. We haven't gotten a damn thing out of the Democratic Party for a long time. And the last one, number 44, and the one before that, 43, Bush and Obama. Well, there are pictures of Bush with his arm around 8-year-old Barack Obama because his stepdaddy, adopted daddy, Lolo Sotoro, had done a lifetime worth of business with the Bushes. Uncle George Herbert Walker, after whom George Herbert Walker Bush, Bush 1 president, was named, founded Halliburton in 1946 in Oklahoma. And Lolo Sotoro had been international executive vice president for Standard Oil.
There was talk of him being a CIA asset.
Well,
in
yeah,
Indonesia.
see, he ran the death squads for the Indonesian army. On his own call, anyone could be assassinated. So when George Herbert Walker Bush became head of the CIA under the Ford administration, he just got with his old buddy in the oil business, Lolo Sotoro, and pulled off the hits. See, Barack's grandmother has been acknowledged as being the woman that operated the channels through which CIA money went to the Southwest Pacific.
But in fact, the 401k plans that have become the primary source of retirement income for 60 million Americans were never designed to be retirement plans in the first place. They were created in the late 1970s as a savings plan and tax shelter for ordinary Americans. The idea was that workers would make voluntary contributions and employers would match a portion of them. The taxes would be deferred until the employee reached the age of 59 and a half. It was supposed to supplement the two traditional income streams for retirees, Social Security and pensions, one leg of a three-legged stool that would support American workers into their golden years. But it didn't turn out that way.
The three-legged stool, if you will, has gone to two legs, and it's wobbly, and it's wobbling, and I'm not sure that it's going to support anything. And that's the scary part, and people are afraid.
Brooks Hamilton has helped design retirement plans for some of the country's largest corporations. He says 401ks turned out to be so much cheaper than funding pensions that many companies decided to freeze their pension plans and replace them with 401k.
To make a long fucking story short, I put a whole bag of jelly beans up my ass. And it's 24 hours later and I ain't find none yet.
Gotta make it, fat shit.
Shut up and let him try.
Remember in school, they made you say the Pledge of Allegiance every day? Pretty culty, right? Pretty weird. American schools, they take kids, they go, yo, before you can learn any facts about the world, I'm gonna need you to swear to fucking God that you will never betray America. And you just like, well, I'm 7, so I don't know what the word indivisible means, but I guess I'm down for whatever long as I get these fruit snacks, right? It's weird. You know how, here's how weird it is that you had to say the Pledge of Allegiance as a kid every single day. Imagine if you knew an adult who said the Pledge of Allegiance every single day.
But if carbon dioxide is 0.04% of the atmosphere, and human beings are responsible for 3% of that 0.04%, and Australia's responsible for 1.3% of the 3% of the 0.04%, what the hell are we standing the economy on its head for? Demonising coal-fired power, driving everyone into renewable energy, which is not available, not reliable and not affordable, plonking us in electric cars.
You take the blue pill, the story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to. You take the red pill, you stay in Wonderland, and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
Where we go from there is a choice I leave to you.
Excuse me for raising my voice, but I get excited when a white man becomes so concerned over Negroes defending themselves. All the white man has to do is stop brutalizing the Negro, and then he doesn't have to worry about the Negro doing whatever is necessary to defend himself. It's enough to get you excited. They take the Negro and disarm him of his intelligence by telling him to turn the other cheek. He should be peaceful, he should be law-abiding. But at any time anybody tries to make him the victim of brutality, he should retaliate with the maximum force at his disposal. No matter what the odds against him are, he should retaliate. And the only ones who are going to start telling him that the odds against him are too great are these Negro Uncle Toms. And anybody who teaches Negroes today to turn the other cheek is actually committing a crime. Anyone who teaches Negroes to love those who hate him is actually making the Negro go contrary to the law of nature and making the Negro go contrary to his own intelligence.
Running the meeting is doing the Panther 10-point program. We want freedom, we want the power to determine the destiny of our community. We want full employment for our people. We want decent housing, fit for shelter for human beings. Nothing about killing white people. But I jump up and I say, choose me. I'll kill a white guy right now, arm me. And they call me to the front of the room. Everything gets quiet. And he opens the desk drawer, the bottom desk, and he reaches in. And my heart is pounding. I think he's going to give me a big gun. And he gives me a stack of books. Soul on Ice by Eldridge Cleaver, Autobiography of Malcolm X, Wretched of the Earth by Fanon, Frantz Fanon, the little red book, Quotations from Chairman Mao. I'm looking at the books and I'm saying, where's my gun, you know? So I said, excuse me, brother. I thought you were going to arm me. And he said, young brother, I just did.
It wasn't about archy, which is power. It was about the line of descent came through the female. Everybody talks about the male pharaoh that sat on the throne, but nobody talks about the queen mothers that chose the pharaoh. Nobody talks about the fact that, yeah, the male sat on the throne, but the throne was a feminine principle, Aset. She had it on her crown. Wherever you see the throne, you know, in other words, it is the queen that makes the king. Black men, we never had a proper understanding. We always understood and respected the feminine principle because, quite frankly, aren't we each and every one of us half man and half woman? And it just happened to be our daddy's chromosome, the Y chromosome, that decided that the Y would be male and his X would be the female. Simple like that. It was meant by nature for there to be more women than men on the planet. That's why there are 3 X's and 1 Y. Because it's important to always keep the human family growing. Women have 2 X, men have 1 X, 1 Y. It was meant for men to be outnumbered 3 to 1. Nature said that.
Hey, you know that you stole money out of my account? That was money for my kid, heart surgery?
Why is you recording me right now? Like, you trying to...
Don't worry about why I'm recording you. I'm worried about what my money is.
Like, I begged you to take me to that concert. Why wouldn't you take me to the concert?
Because the concert is the least of my worries right now.
I don't care about that. Like,
my kid heart surgery is what I'm worried about right now.
Look, like,
and for you to take my money out of my account just to go to some Beyonce concert, you done lost your mind.
I don't care.
Men and women often don't apologize for different reasons, I found. Men often don't apologize because of an ego thing. That can happen to women. But what I found is that women don't apologize because they have a different conceptualization of the foul than men do. With respect to men, we think that the behavior is what requires the apology. You stepped out of bounds. You did something, and I would like you to acknowledge that you did that bad thing, apologize for that, and change your behavior moving forward. Because that, of course, is the only real apology, is changed behavior.
Yeah, true.
But what I found is that a lot of women treat the foul as the pain or the anger or the emotional reaction in the man as a response to her behavior.
Gotcha.
The problem is not so much what she did. The problem is that I'm angry about it. And within that conceptualization, she might not have to solve the problem, she might not have to change her behavior. She just might have to get me to feel differently.
Yeah.
And that's why you see some of the otherwise physical things that women are subject to doing in this. Like, maybe they'll just let some time blow over and then send you some funny memes as if nothing happened.
Yeah. Yes.
Or I had a situation where I had a disagreement with a woman, and then a few hours later she just took her clothes off and laid down naked in front of me, as if like just having sex would make everything better.
Yeah.
I'll grab your butt cheeks and pull out my willy, stir your asshole like a hot bowl of chili.
I believe I just found some hidden longevity secrets in the new Netflix show Live to 100. I shared a post with you yesterday about what they said are the secrets of the people in the blue zones, the 5 cities where people live over 100 commonly. But there's some other things I noticed that the producers didn't catch, and I'm going to tell you what they are. These people are always outside, so they get a lot of vitamin D. Of the 22,000 genes that make up your genome, 2,000 require the right amount of vitamin D to express and manage your human biology. poverty. These people lived in bungalows, meaning that they were on the ground. They weren't in condo buildings or sleeping on the second floor. They were symbiotic with the earth and grounded, which is so important for your cellular health. They had natural building materials. They weren't surrounded by drywall, which collects mold and makes you sick. They had stone and they had wood. They also wore natural fibers, linen, cotton, wool. They weren't wearing synthetic fibers which seep into your skin and make you sick over time. I also didn't see anyone drinking any coffee, not because they don't like it, but because they were well rested. They had habits of working early in the day. Most of them would work very hard earlier in the day and spend the rest of their day with their family and friends enjoying themselves and living a good life, and so they were well rested and didn't need stimulants. Let me know if there's anything else that you caught in the show that I didn't see, but I think there's a lot more hidden secrets for us to discover.
He was a warrior. He came here to Britain in AD 208. He got a message from the governor, and the governor said that we here in Britain are being attacked from the north and we're in danger of being overrun. The first thing he does is have them build the walls of Roman London. Wow. So the city of London, to this day, the square mile is defined by the African emperor Septimius Severus.
Pretty good, huh?
Oh, that's awesome.
Pretty funny, huh? It's like you're gonna unzip your table, huh? Just like the way you unzip your pants, huh?
Scientists discover a new species lurking in the depths of the Southern Ocean. This is the Antarctic strawberry feather star. Weird looking thing, isn't it? Researchers describe it as pretty large, with 20 arms branching off of its strawberry-like body. Lives in waters 200 to 3,000 feet deep. Scientists published their findings in the Invertebrate Systematics Journal, which is great reading, by the way, if you get some downtime. They say that they have been on several research expeditions since 2008. What a weird-looking thing that is.
That thing looks like an alien extraterrestrial. And the thing is, they say we only discovered 5% of our ocean. Ain't no telling what's down there. But this right here speaks enough volume to what actually could be down there. Cause this thing don't even look normal. It look like it's on some different shit. Or what it actually look like these things from the movie The Arrival. Does it not? Shit look just like it. It's definitely way more stuff down there.
Black people in Oklahoma own more land than in any other part of the country. About 2 million acres of land were allotted to the freedmen. So when you think about 40 acres and a mule and that false promise after the Civil War, black people actually got that in Oklahoma.
Those land allotments become the seeds of more than 50 black towns that emerge in Oklahoma. More than any other state in the country.
Cube, why are you putting Native Americans in here? Why isn't this just for black people?
Well, black people are Native Americans. You know, we've had, a lot of proof that, some of us started here in this land. Everybody wasn't brought over from Africa. So, we have to, like you say, unpack all of that and try to, find the true lineage of people in this country.
One of my favorite things to do is to go outside and explore nature. And whenever I go explore, I'm always keeping an eye out for wildlife. And a couple of weeks ago, I was out hiking in the woods, and I spotted a dragonfly. And I've always thought dragonflies were so cool and so unique. And seeing that dragonfly on my hike really inspired me to do a painting of one. So, to everyone who loves dragonflies like me, this painting is for you. So, I hope you guys like it, and here it is.